Cancerians is going to be your secret weapon this month. At last, it pays to be vulnerable, it pays to be sensitive, and it pays to be a Cancerian. I got this as your first card together with this, which is all about legacy, it's about abundance, and it's about receiving. And Cancerians as well, it is about time. And it has been your time for some, I'm going to say even years. We've talked about this, it's been, I'm going to go right back to 2018. That is a long time. It's like 8 years in the making. Okay, 8 years in the making. Let's throw a couple of tarot cards. Normally, you know, being a Cancerian is quite a difficult job. And let me know in the comments what you think about this. But your hard shell doesn't always protect you in the ways that it should. Cancerians are very good at letting other people be open and vulnerable with them, which is why it makes you very good therapists, it makes you very good teachers, it makes you good mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, and a very good confidant. But there comes a time when you also must be vulnerable yourself. And it's natural for you, but it's not easy. Okay? If you're wondering what this blue thing is, by the way, one of my lovely subscribers sent me this chilled kind of neck thing. Oof. Okay, look, you're coming up as the Queen of Cups. When you come up as the Queen of Cups, again, this is vulnerable, this is feminine energy. I've been feeling extreme, beautiful feminine energy for you lovely Cancerian folk for ages. It just feels like your superpower. It says under here, intuition time. We have 2 eclipses in August. It is a big, big turning point. July has been preparing you for this. You may be entering the month, and let me know, you know I love hearing from you, and drop a crab in the comments. I feel like some of you are beginning the month during this Mercury retrograde phase, feeling a little bit raggedy, feeling a little bit lost, and feeling a little bit raw. And things could have happened that challenged you in July. And the Mercury retrograde was in your sign, or still is as I'm making this video. And by God, let me know in the comments how that affected you, okay? Because I reckon a lot. All the Cancerians I know, and there are loads, it's been quite topsy-turvy. Thank God, okay, that I pull the Ace of Pentacles. And this fits with your legacy of abundance. This is the month where things need to start becoming real. And you need to start shaping things in the way that you want to receive them. Now, this isn't done in the way that maybe a different star sign would do. So it's not like you're go-getting, it's not like you're empire building. It's more that you are stepping up into this role as the Queen of Cups, letting your intuition be a superpower, letting your vulnerability, your open heart be a superpower for you. Will you get challenged? Well, let's have a look. What challenges my lovely Cancerians when it comes, and I will do, in the second half of this reading, we'll look at love and relationships. What is a challenge? Okay. Of course it is. Clarity. Right. Ace of Swords is your challenge. You will not have proof. You will not get the kind of facts that you need. This is not a time for using facts to decide. Okay, and that is really difficult because I think as water signs, and I'm a Pisces, as you know, so all us water signs, we do pick up the facts, we do have the logic, we do have days when, you know, we're doing our taxes, we're doing our admin, all the rest of it. But when it comes down to it, our intuition is key. And there are times when we ignore it, because of naysayers because it doesn't fit very well into our 3D society, or just because we doubt ourselves. There will come a point, there will come a pressure point in August, and I'm going to say it will be around the 12th, the time of the first eclipse, which is in Leo, I think. So some of you also might be on the cusp. Yeah, new moon, total solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th. I feel there's going to be a stress point here. So this could be that something comes up. We're out of Mercury retrograde by then. Something comes up that seems to be a piece of information. It could be about a job that you've been thinking of. It could be about a career path that you've been thinking of. It could be about a relationship that you've been thinking of. And we'll look at that in the second half, like I said. Something comes in, but for you, it's in a challenging position. So some information comes in. This could be that you see something online. This could be that you hear something on the grapevine. It could be that you read something, you get info, it's an email, only you will know. This will come to you dressed up as useful information, or even just very much seeming like useful information. And there's a card there that I want to take. Yes. That one was calling. This is something where you need to, and this is really weird because I've never had this before, you need to read between the swords. Read between the swords. The beginning of the sword suit is the Ace of Swords. The end is the Ten of Swords. You've got the 1, you've got the 10, which means you've kind of got the whole sword story. Ace of Swords, information comes in. 2 of Swords, you're not sure about that information. 3 of Swords, the emotional impact. 4 of Swords, you rest on it. 5 of Swords, there is some kind of interference from the outside. 6 of Swords, does this thing float? 7 of Swords, do I need to play my cards close to my chest, or am I going to be straight with everyone about this? 8 of Swords, I can't get out of my head. 9 of Swords, will this ever end? 10 of Swords, read between the swords, completion. You're going to go through this swords pain cycle around the first eclipse on the 12th, okay? It will present itself as information. It will end as a completed cycle. That, my friends, is a big deal. I can feel it. I can feel that it's a big deal. It's like, don't know, it's just giving me the big deal buzz. Okay, what can help us with this, please? What can help us? Judgment. Okay. So I can tell you now that whatever this is, its roots are in the past. You've tried it before, you've thought of it before, it relates to something from before. It's the Back to the Future card of Judgment. What's going to help you is to also look at how you dealt with this before or in the past and what the pattern is. There's something here about calling on, it's weird, okay? Calling on old experiences, but also calling on whoever your spiritual kind of team is. And that can be anything from like Archangel Michael to your nan. You know, it doesn't matter who it is for you. But, and this could be people who are no longer with us as well. You're open as the Queen of Cups to getting messages. You're open with an open heart. And also this legacy, these are your ancestors. These are your ancestors. You may never have met these people, but they have an influence on this. Also, I'm getting whatever your ancestral wound might be that's gone through the generations that you may not even know about. This is coming up for a time of great healing. So this could be scarcity. This could be love doesn't exist for people like me. There could be many different ways that this comes up. I feel like the universe, I feel like most of you already know what this is. And I also feel, and this is really weird, that your ancestral womb can also form your financial future, your career. So in other words, if your ancestral womb is ancestral wound, this could fit in with a video I did the other day, which had something about the mother wound in it. And because I'm talking to Cancerians and it's coming up for me again, so I'm just going to say, whatever this wound is for you, the healing of it is your future. I'm going to write that down. Let me know if that resonates. I like that. Also, if this really resonates with you, do hit the hype button. Cancerians are the sign that hypes me the most, and I absolutely hold up my hands to you for it. The hype button is well concealed on your phone. If you go to the like button, you've got comments, you swipe it to the left, you can hype the video. Page of Cups, the apology. Somebody wants to come forward with some kind of emotional apology. Now, we're going to segue into love and relationships in a minute. So there's something here that has not yet been said, it has not yet been felt. Let's dive into love and relationships, and this can relate for you whether this is about a friend, whether this is about a lover. Love the word lover. Okay, let's have a look. Tell me about this, please. What do we need to know? Love and relationships for my lovely Cancerians. My God, this is a lot. Okay, and there will be an extended love reading, and that will be linked below for those of you that this really does pop your cork. Okay, whew, these two together. Holy moly, the Magician and the King of Swords. What are you doing here? This is dangerous territory. If you've been watching me, and many of you, and absolutely bless all of you, many of you Cancerians are my most loyal sign. Like, you've followed me for the longest, you've had the most private readings. It's just amazing. You comment the most, and I feel like we really get into it in the comments. So those of you that have been watching me for a number of years know what the King of Swords means in our readings. You know, the readings that I do for you, this dude, this King of Swords, this, whatever this is for you, this is never far from you, okay? Now, King of Swords I do associate with air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It's very hot today. It makes my brain a bit. It can be air sign energy or it can be coolness. Okay, think of my neck cooler, which I'm actually thawing out as I sit here. I know it does work amazingly though. These two are linked. This is the same person. This is somebody just so intriguing intellectually, okay? So intriguing intellectually. And, yeah, I'm going to take another card on that in a minute because I'm just very interested in that. We also get the Eight of Pentacles, which is work to be done, okay? So there is work to be done in building or rebuilding a connection with somebody, okay? I'm going to take, what am I going to take? I'm going to take one more of these cards that I took at the beginning. That's a lot. Wow. You get the Stone Guardian. This really resonates with me for you. I feel like with this card as well, this Stone Guardian is ancestral guidance and protection. It is not this person. This person is not stone or earth. This person has a much, I don't know, is it a lighter quality? They're just not this person. There's something here about the generations. There's something here about legacy. This goes with this. There's something here about your ancestors and your love life. I know. Oof. If you are feeling about this connection that, you know, just in the most simple sense, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye, you're not wrong, okay? Because you're not just dealing with the energy of now in 2026, in August 2026, you're dealing with the energy of generations when it comes to both your career and your love life. There's a lot at stake here. There's a lot of wheels turning. Goodness. Okay. We get that 9 of Swords. And do you remember you had the Ace of Swords, you had the 10 of Swords. You're going to be visiting the sword suit this month. You're going to be examining information and energy through your heart rather than your head, which is not how the King of Swords operates, and it is not how the sword suit works, okay? Most signs would be thinking this over, thinking it through. For you, if you think about it, if you analyze it, you end up in this stuck situation of the 9 of Swords. You're going to be doing your rationale, or you're going to be working things through using your heart energy, using your intuition, being the Queen of Cups. So when it comes to this, you're asking yourself the question that the Judgment card always does ask us. What are my patterns? What is the future of this? Where can I feel? And I would love you to let me know in the comments, because this is really nuanced. And I wouldn't normally go there, but I'm going there, and it's weird. And I know you're Cancerian and you can take it, right? What part of my ancestral thread is being pulled by this relationship? This is no easy or normal connection that you have here with somebody. This is, and for some of you this hasn't happened yet, for some of you you're in it now, for some of you this is coming up for you. So time is not really an issue here, okay? The buildability is an issue, and whether you can make this a legacy relationship. That's a lot. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and we also had the 8. How does this build becomes an incredibly important question. And the Stone Guardian is like the builder of castles. You know, things that are solid that we still have now. How do I lay down as just one block, a stone legacy for the future when it comes to my relationships, when it comes to my love life, when it comes to my life? It's a lot. You also get the World card. So wherever you are in your love cycle, it's not staying the same. It can't. We've had Mercury retrograde in your sign. We've got 2 eclipses, and now we're moving into a new era for you. It's a new cycle. It can't be the same. The second half of 2026 is a very, very different story to where you've come from and to the first half of 2026. You're entering a new cycle, and you kiss goodbye to the old cycle. And at the moment, as you get this reading, and as you are between, when you find yourself between the 12th of August and whenever the second eclipse is, which is around the 24th, is it, of August? That is a portal between those 2 eclipses. It's like a manifestation portal. And a lot of things are going to change, and you are going to be part of that. I'm just seeing the date. Yeah, the 28th, full moon, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, your sister sign. I like the way this is. It's not going to be easy Well, it could be easy if you fully take on the role as the Queen of Hearts, as the Queen of Cups, you know. But if you try and make this a rationale, if you try and do it with your head, this is going to be very difficult for you, okay? So when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships, and you will also be, as well as your close personal relationships, you will also be examining your parental relationships of when you were growing up and how that has been handed down through your family. That's also being examined. This is a lot, and I'm very glad to see that we have the Fool. I almost feel, lovely Cancerians, that this has the energy of a quest. Your next cycle has the energy of a quest, and it feels like something is required of you. Goodness. Okay. We get the Four of Wands, and thank God that we do, because there's something here about you being open to that portal. Okay? Being open to that 14 days that you have where you've kind of entered a time of massive change and you're very, very open to it in your heart. And this could mean that you turn towards a love relationship. This could mean that you turn away from a love relationship, and you're not going to know yet which it's going to be. Okay? We also get the Fool coming in, new cycle, new love cycle coming in for you, a different, it's like a reborn energy, and it's completely overdue, but it also requires you, like the Fool, to take a leap of faith. And then we get the King of Wands. I like this for you. It feels sexy, it feels vibey, it feels passionate, and it feels like that guy may actually have thawed out. Let me take a couple more cards on that. This is very interesting. I also feel for some of you that you have a person who has two different sides to them. Yes. One is the King of Swords. Oh my God. Oh my God. For the love of God. Right. Will the real king please stand up? We've got the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords. Now, the one that we don't have here is the King of Pentacles, who I would say is closest to that Stone Guardian card. You have a person that shows up in different ways. Sometimes they're passionate, sometimes they're full of feelings, sometimes they're intellectual, sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold. You are the Queen of Cups. This is the King of Cups. This is when someone has come into full and real emotional realization. You also get the Seven of Cups and you get the Knight of Pentacles. At the moment, and I would say while you've got the energy which we have at the moment of this, where you don't have the facts to make a decision, consider yourself in a Seven of Cups situation. Okay, and I think that's okay, because Mercury is still retrograde in your sign as we get this reading out, and it's important to keep all of your kind of psychic options open. Keep your heart open, keep your choices open, keep your mind open. Knight of Pentacles, there's no rush. Do not rush anything. You will have a decision to make among these three kings. Oh my God, about whether this is a person showing up in many, many different ways, which I personally think it is, or whether you end up making a complete choice that it's this or nothing for you, because you are the Queen of Cups and that is your true match. Whoa. In the extended reading, I'm going to dig down further into this. I get very granular between the energy of you and your person. So we're going to investigate what it's going to take for you to know when it's the real thing or when it's something you should walk on by, okay? The extended is linked below. I'm going to get myself a caffeinated beverage and I will see you on the other side. Namaste.